What's up, guys? It's time to stop gatekeeping. I'm going to show you my whole setup in a minute. Catch you there. Okay, here we are. Okay, my setup is pretty simple. It's an easy setup. There are three main components for different use cases, or yeah, let's say it like that. So we have cinematic and still shots, and we have riding shots. And yeah, pretty much it's those two things. So let me show you how you can achieve such results with something like that and that. Let's start with my phone. This is an iPhone 14 Pro. Yeah, pretty good phone. But you have to do some things, but you can even keep it simple. So I'm using the standard camera app. I don't like doing something special with my phone. It's a run and gun camera, something like that. But there are some things. We are first going to check the settings, and I'm going to search for camera, and we're going to throw in some settings. What made the difference for me, at least, to make it easier, you know. So we want to check on some settings. We want to have the brightness settings on lock. So if I put in some settings, I want them to stay, so I don't have to mess with them around every time I open up my camera. So this is a setting I keep on always. I got my grid on, so for composition and something like that, you do if you like it, but I can recommend it as well. And to be honest, that's pretty much it for the settings. Yeah. So yeah, the phone got a pretty good stabilization, but let's go inside the camera. So pretty much I got the standard camera app, nothing too crazy. I film on 4K 60, like you can see over here. So 60 frames, so I have a bit play of slowing down the footage afterwards if I want to, if I need to. For example, cinematic shots pretty much look better if you slow them down a bit, so they look a little bit more steady, you know. So that's something you have to keep in mind. So something that I do. And the setting we put in before is pretty good, because like you can see on top of here, my brightness setting, I usually keep that one around -1, sometimes a bit less, sometimes a bit more, depends on the light situation. But yeah, that's nothing too crazy. I don't use ProRes HDR, what's possible on the phone, because I don't like it. I would use ProRes log if I had an 15 or 16, but I don't have it. So standard camera app, no cinema mode, nothing too crazy, just the auto brightness setting -1. Yeah, and then still and steady, go on your knees a bit, pretty much. And a pro tip for me, I'm flipping my phone upside down, holding it like that, pretty much like that, and then I'm going in my knee, and then I'm filming. So, and like I said, the stabilization is pretty good, and most of the times the results are pretty good for a phone this small. And yeah, that's the point. You got your phone always at you. It's always there. And that's perfect. You don't have to carry around the camera. I would ditch that. Well, I mean, not ditch, I would carrying my phone around, of course. But for a DJI Pocket 3 with a flip screen, that would be perfect. I would love to own that camera. Even for the second reason, what's the only downer with that camera? My gallery is a mess and the storage is a huge pain. I don't have any storage left. I always have to delete things and I'm searching things. That's not even a personal phone anymore because there's nothing personal inside. It's only bike related stuff and it's my personal phone. So personal pictures and something like that, yeah, don't ask about that because they are completely gone under between all the bike stuff, social media stuff. Never mind. I would say the second part, the more interesting part probably for you, I can assume, that's this here. This tiny little device, the DJI, DJI Osmo Action 4. This little beast is amazing. Trust me, it's amazing. I don't want to get into specs, to be honest, because there are enough videos online to tell you all about that. We don't need all that fancy stuff. I don't know, 120 frames per second. I don't use it. And I want to show you how I produce and film and do my content. And probably what would you need to get starting. So I guess that's how we're doing this video. But if you wanted to know something else, you can let me know in the comments. I will get back to you as best as I can. Just slipped a bit. Never mind. Yeah, this camera is light, it's small against its competitors. That's perfect because, I mean, you have to carry the camera in front of your helmet and it's pretty good if it's not too heavy. Relatable, I guess. I used another competitor before, actually. I got it over here, but yeah, I ditched it for a way better camera to improve my quality, and it was a good decision. And I mean, there's another competitor on the market, Insta360 with the Ace and Ace Pro. What is a pretty good camera, but for me, for my use case and best for the buck, this camera or the Action 5, perfect. Trust me, I love it. So I would say we're going into the settings. So let me switch that bad boy on. So pretty much quite simple setup, but not as simple as on the phone. But if you're getting it, you're getting it. You know, it's not too hard. So let me show you. So for the video settings, I'm using the Hall sensor 4:3 crop. So the Hall sensor 4K resolution, and I'm using 30 frames per second. Not like on the phone, 60, 30 frames. And maybe you saw it already, Rocksteady. The stabilization of the cam is turned off because sometimes I put it on, but most of the time it's off because most of the time I think the video looks more immersive. So I keep that off. Yeah, that's just that's a preference, and that's my preference. So yeah. So for the video settings, I'm in manual mode. It's way too bright here. I'm in manual mode, and I'm filming 1/60 shutter speed, because that's the most neutral experience for the human eyes. Not that, but to film in 30 frames per second. And if you film in 30 frames per second, the rule of third says you have to double your frames to have your shutter speed. So 1/60. 30 times 2 is 60. My ISO is kind of fixed between 100 and 800. So I have a bit of room. It's not 100% fixed. So if it's getting a bit darker, the ISO rises, and if it gets a bit lower, it means it's got brighter. My white balance is on auto because I don't want to mess around with that while riding, because the scenery can change a bit, but that's up to you. My color profile, like you can see over here, hopefully you can see it over there. My color profile is on D log M because I want more control when I color grade my videos afterwards. That means I have to color grade them, so more time in editing, but I need that, I want that, I like that, so perfect for me. My FOV, my field of view, is on extra wide. I want to catch all my surroundings while riding. Of course, on a bike you want that, so no brainer. So what are we getting here? Individual picture settings. I got my sharpness on -1 and my noise reduction on 1. So with that settings, I'm messing around from time to time because I'm not 100% sure how to set them, but I'm getting into it, I guess. And that's pretty much all camera settings. What's pretty nice, I guess. And like that, it's a point and shoot camera. I just take my camera, put it on, or just press the start button, and it starts. Perfect. But there's a twist. That's not all. Give me a second. This one. That's maybe one of the most important things while shooting. If you want the videos to look cinematic. And that, my friends, are ND filters. These little guys are like sunglasses for you. So your camera needs sunglasses, but why? Why? I can tweak my settings to get the right brightness. Why should I use sunglasses for my camera? And there's a reason. If you remembered, we are using 1/60 shutter speed because we are using 30 FPS. And we're using 30 FPS because that's the most neutral feel and look for the human eye. So we can't change that. But what are we doing if it's too bright? So we need sunglasses. And these little suckers are amazing because if it's too bright, let's say it's a very bright day, we are taking an ND32. So ND32, I hope you can read it, but it's as simple as that. That's my camera, that's the ND32, and they both liking each other very much. So we'll bring them together, and that's it. That's it. And now I can ride. And if I see, oh, it's getting a bit darker because I was riding for, I don't know, 2 hours, taking it off, putting it inside box, taking the MD16 out, and surprise, they too like them each other. So let's put them together as well. Finish. And everything between the filters we got ND32, 16, 8, everything what is between is managed by the ISO. And that's the whole thing. And with that, you're getting that cinematic, crispy shots because you can use 30 FPS and a shutter speed of 1/60, what's giving you a very, very clean motion blur. And yeah, I got you. That's not all. That's not all. That was all besides the maybe most important thing? I don't know. You can tell me by listening to that. Amazing. And now, guys, I'm showing you probably, pretty sure, the best investment 2024. Wow. And that's for the topic sound. Do you want the sound you just heard? A crispy, clear exhaust sound. If you want that, I mean, yeah, the microphone inside is not too bad, sure. But it's sitting on front of your helmet, pretty much directly into the wind. That's horrible. So we need a microphone. And maybe you saw it already, but that's my microphone. Give me a second. That's the microphone. It's tiny. It's from DJI. It's the Mic 2, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. The sound quality is very good. It got 32-bit audio recording, so I've got pretty much enough room to manage my audio afterwards. But the best thing is, and probably the perfect reason to use this mic, is when you got the DJI Action 4, because that's DJI, and they both like each other very, very well. They can pair together, and it's just working. You don't need to match your video and your audio afterwards while editing. Your audio is just perfectly there. I just stick this one, I don't know, inside of my little pocket I got while riding, or in my backpack, something like that, where it's not directly into the wind, and it's capturing my exhaust sound like heaven. I love it. Can recommend it. By the way, all the links in the description of the video. They are affiliate links, so if you get something, we both are happy. So yeah, I'm going to put that on again. That's a wind muffler. It's included, like this magnet, and you also got that little clamp. So, back on. And yeah, there's one more thing left. What I like about the DJI Action 4, it's the mounting system, because it's magnetic. And it's strong as fuck. There are these two little arms, and the rest is a magnet. So the magnet grabs the camera, the arms locking the camera in place. You hear a click. Give me a second, I show you. You heard that? Perfect, and it's steady. And that's so amazing because you can take the camera, put it in your pocket, and if you need it again, you throw it out. Perfect. It's on. It's on. And that's chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. So let me get that off again. Pretty simple. So that's my setup. My phone, the DJI Action 4, you can use the 5 as well, and the mic, what's under my helmet to record my video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of video from me, a setup video. I got many questions about what I use to film my setup, and yeah, I just wanted to answer that question probably the best way to understand. And yeah, if you got any questions, down below in the comments. If you got any recommendations, down in the comments below. I'm open. And DJI, if you're seeing that, I really would appreciate a Pocket 3. I really love your products, and yeah, I don't know. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. That was all. I would say catch you in the next one. See you. Bye bye.